What's up, everybody? It's JT Magnum. Welcome to Niner News, and I'm going to get right into it. First and foremost, I'm not going to talk about the Drew Brees play yet. What I'm going to talk about is, and I'm going to say this real quick, the Niners offense needs some help. They should have traded for Josh Gordon. I still see they're having problems at wide receiver, and, there's all these problems or whatever, but I'm going to keep that short and simple for another commentary, for another talk or whatever, but I'm going to get right into it. 17-14 San Francisco. They throw a night. Colin Kaepernick throws a beautiful pass to Vernon Davis. He gets pulled, yanked, and his jersey pretty much pulled off. He gets undressed in front of a referee. There was no call on the play. Vernon Davis turns around and says, "Where's the call?" And he was rightfully so. The announcer saw it. Everybody saw it. The New Orleans Saint defender grabbed him, pulled him back. It should have been pass interference or holding. But regardless, pass interference, ball should have been on the 1 yard line. San Francisco would have probably punched it in. It would have been 24-14. And we wouldn't even be having this conversation today about a Drew Brees sack that was supposed to be called. Anyways, or that wasn't supposed to be called. Now let's fast forward to the play. Drew Brees gets sacked. He gets bear hugged by Ahmad Brooks. You can see it in the play that Drew Brees, they're saying it was vicious or whatever and all this other stuff, and he got clotheslined and all this stuff. What happened was Drew Brees turned into Ahmad Brooks, who's already coming at him. What is a defender supposed to do other than move over and try to just pull him down, which is what he did. He just pulled him down. It just looked more vicious because Ahmad Brooks is huge and Drew Brees is a little guy at 6 foot, not even really 6 foot. And obviously Ahmad Brooks is huge and coming at him. So it looked more vicious than it actually was. But Drew Brees fumbled. The ball went to the 49ers, and they should have got the ball there. And they either would have punted or whatever. But if they did punt, it still would have been New Orleans ball with like probably a minute left or maybe less. And they would have had the ball. They would have had to go 80 or 90 yards instead of getting a game-tying field goal and whatever. They would have had to still try to tie the game or win the game, going 80 or 90 yards with not that much time left because they would have had to stop San Fran from getting a first down. So momentum changed, the game changed, all on a call by a referee, and that is what I want to talk about. It's got to stop. These refs need to stop judging or stop determining outcomes of games. The NFL needs to crack down on it. If they're going to let them protect quarterbacks and they're going to let them make calls like that, then you got to review the play. In other words, if they're going to make a last-second call, throwing a flag, and basically making that kind of call, then the upstairs refs needs to review the refs that are on the field and make sure that that is the right call. Because Drew, if they would have looked at that, I'm pretty sure they would have taken that flag back and they would have given the ball to San Francisco, because that was the most bogus call I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that because I'm a 49er fan. There's a lot of people out there in the world that are even saying the 49ers got robbed. It's bullcrap, and refs should not determine outcomes of games. It happened last year in the Super Bowl where they missed like 8 calls. People only talk about the pass interference call that wasn't made. No, there was like 8 calls that was not made in that Super Bowl that the refs could have made, including the call this past game in San Fran, the one that I just talked about, the Vernon Davis hold, where he pulled his jersey in the end zone or before he got to the end zone, and it should have been first and goal at the 1 yard line. They just missed for some reason against the 49ers, they just missed calls. But when it comes to against the 49ers, boom, flag is thrown. So I don't know if it's a thing that they have against Harbaugh or because Harbaugh likes to jaw with the refs. I don't know what it is, but it needs to stop, and the refs need to be judged upon their calls as well. So you'll see pictures here displaying what Ahmad Brooks did to Brees. I'm sorry, but it was not a vicious tackle. It was not crazy in the sense that it should have been warranted a flag, and the Niners should have won that game, period. And you can say, regardless, the Niners still had a chance to win. You can say all this other stuff. They still blew it at the end because they had the ball back when it was tied, and then they ended up having a punt and all this other stuff. You could say, Colin Kaepernick should have been a safety, whatever, but no, he threw the ball away, and he wasn't even in the end zone. So regardless, it would have been at the 1 yard line if they did call the play. So if they would have actually reviewed that or whatever, they would have had the ball at the 1 yard, and San Fran would have still punted. The Saints would have still won. But the point I'm trying to make is the Saints should never have had a chance to win like that given the outcome of the game when Drew Brees fumbled that ball and San Fran recovered it. It should not have happened. All these plays afterwards should not have happened, and it's bullcrap that the NFL let that go. And I think it's just a travesty. You basically, as a ref, determine the outcome almost of a team's season, their playoff chances, and everything else. And I think it's bogus, and they need to change the rule. They need to fix it, change the rule by next year, and have the referees be reviewed. They do it in college. If they can do it in college, they can do it in the NFL. They reverse personal fouls in college. I've seen them do it. I've seen players get ejected and come back onto the field because the refs made a mistake, because they thought it was helmet to helmet and it wasn't, or they thought it was a certain way and it wasn't, and the refs are accountable for it. They they rescind, they bring the player back out in the field, and they take the flag back up. So if they can do it in college, they can do it in the NFL, and that's all I'm gonna say. Leave your comments in the comment section. Say what you want, Saints fans. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some of you guys coming out here saying I'm mad. I could care less. I'm not even gonna respond to you, but 49er fans and NFL fans of the NFL, let me know what you think in the comment section if you think the 49ers were robbed or not. All right? Peace.